and I essentially make fake cum, so much of it, a huge amount of it, and I sit somebody down and I talk to them for a moment. I have my assistant pour fake cum on them.
I always forget the almonds. We should change that to salted cashews.
Lightly salted cashews.
Lightly salted cashews. All right, we are here for episode 3, and this one, holy shit, is going to be awesome. Is it not?
Yes.
Kayla?
Great.
Wiley? Kayla Wiley. Here we go. So, portrait photographer? What sort of photographer would you call yourself?
I would call myself a creative portrait photographer.
Creative portrait photographer. Well, thank you for joining us. We met several months ago down in Nashville, and you had some... First of all, I had a blast at dinner with you and John and Diana. And, David's also here, co-host. Co-host extraordinaire. Hopefully, it is past his bedtime. It is 8 o'clock his time, so he's normally in bed, which we found out last episode.
Yeah.
But Kayla and I had a blast at dinner, and it was hilarious. And she's got an awesome portfolio that I loved. Good friends with John. So why don't you give us the background to who you are?
Okay, so I go by Wiley. I'm going to say that. I grew up in Hawaii, went to art school in Portland, currently live in LA. But while I was in Portland, I made a lot of artwork about my experience and understanding it and highlighting weird stuff about it. Yeah.
And what's your experience?
So in college, at the time, what this project is about, in college at the time, I was very sexually active, and I wanted to make work about that. I like to make work about playing as an adult, because I feel like adults forget how to play.
Okay.
So, yeah, I made a sandbox for adults, but instead of sand, it was filled with slime. So adults would
This is in college?
This is in college.
And what were you going to school for in college?
Art.
What kind of art? Just art
Just
general?
I was a sculptor in college.
Sweet.
So I actually didn't even take photos.
Was that the major?
Yeah.
Sculpting?
Fine art, focus in sculpture.
Oh, I wish I would have done that instead of business or something. I have such regret about not doing art in college.
I think
such regret.
Art school is the best.
Right? Oh, I'm so jealous. I
got to play the whole time while I was in college.
I know.
I never wanted to stop playing. So.
I was studying Excel spreadsheets and stuff. That was boring.
Yeah, I actually transferred out of business college. So I was a business major at first.
Smart.
Yeah. I took my first class of micro economics, and I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
Yeah. I was like, I want to make weird shit.
This is the worst thing ever.
All right, so you built a sandbox. This is for school?
Yes. So I built the sandbox, covered it in slime, and I put it in a gallery, and adults got to go play in the sandbox, but it was a slime box. And that was my first sort of iteration of play for adults.
Nice.
And also my introduction to slime.
Nice. Before that, growing up, did you have any? I mean, there was times all the time growing up. I could remember getting slime.
Right.
You know, I loved it.
Right.
I had a whole Ghostbusters 3-story thing that you get slime and
yes.
It was the best.
Yes. Well, there was a big slime craze where all the kids were ruining houses with slime and Elmer's glue.
Oh, my daughter went through that. My daughter went through that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's super expensive.
We learned how to make it too.
Exactly. Everybody knew how to make it. It was a huge thing. And I was like, hey, adults, come play. Come do this crazy thing. After college, art was harder. The art, being successful as an artist, showing work was a lot harder than I thought. And I had a camera, and I was like, I'm going to be a photographer now because I want to be creative and I want to not have a normal 9-to-5. And that's when I pursued photography. So you see a lot of the themes that I explored in college come into my portrait photography.
And?
Oh, and then, okay, so here I'm here to talk to you about a very specific project that has been going on.
How long have you been doing this project?
Since college. I think I graduated in 2016. So 2016 till now, I've been shooting it. Whenever people want to do it, I set it up and I shoot it.
Nice. All right, so what is this project? What is this elusive project?
Okay, so it's called A Huge Load. That's what the photo series is called. And I essentially make fake cum, so much of it, a huge amount of it. And I sit somebody down and I talk to them for a moment. I have my assistant pour fake cum on them randomly. Whenever,
Oh, so they don't even know it's coming.
They don't know when it's coming. They know it's coming.
All right. So let's start with what is it made out of?
Okay, it is cornstarch and water. That's it.
All right.
I found this.
But it looks pretty legit.
It looks. Here, I got a photo for you to look at.
What's the perfect ratio to make the right cum?
It's good, right? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I normally will just put
Really
in
real?
a cup of cornstarch and I just add water until I get the consistency that I like.
All right.
Some days it's looser than other days.
Yeah. Depends on how hydrated you are. You know?
Exactly. So I try to get a before, like a very genuine before, as soon as it happens, and then an after, because the 3 photos really tell a story of how that person is interacting.
Oh, so
with
it's
that
like
material.
you have 3 frames together
Yes.
for every person. So like you have just normal interaction. I'm just talking to you. Are all of them like topless? Like this?
All of them are topless,
Okay,
yeah.
so all of them are topless. They're just sitting there having a conversation, and then your assistant surprises them with the load,
Yeah.
and you snap.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like how long after that initial smack?
It's like it's like a 30-second process. Well, talking to them can be longer,
Right.
but like from the beginning to the end of the initial cum hit, it's about 30
Is that
seconds.
the official terminology?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I fully leave it up to who's helping me that day to decide when they. So it's literally like a very surprising.
So you don't even know when it's happening.
I mean, I can see it.
All right. So how do they not see it coming? Do they? Is there some?
So I use the Westcott.
No way. I'm gonna.
I use.
What is it coming out of?
I just like a measuring container. A
hand
measuring container with
gestures
a
here.
hand.
So all right. So let's paint this picture. We've got you, and there's a tripod, or are you hand
Tripod.
All right, on a tripod. You're behind it.
Yep.
And how far is the subject in front of you?
About as far as you are,
4 or
4
5
feet. Yeah.
All right. And then where's this other person
so
with a
there's-
bucket of something?
I set up the Westcott X. What are they called? The Westcott X drops.
Oh, I know what you're
drops?
talking about. Yeah, the like pop-ups.
The pop-up.
Yeah.
So I can get a person behind it on a ladder, very short ladder, and they just dump it.
All right. So they're kind of hiding behind it.
Yeah.
So they know they're there, but they don't.
So
really
it's coming
see
from
them.
some height.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some force behind this coming
It's
down.
flats. It's very nice.
What? All right. So are they like picking it up with their hand and tossing it over? Is it on a paintbrush?
It's like in a, what the hell are those called? Measuring cup, big measuring
Turkey
cup.
baster?
Or like the glass ones?
Like
or-
the glass
yeah,
ones,
okay,
like-
the Pyrex.
Yeah, the Pyrex.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
a whole lot of it.
Like
several,
a huge
6
load of
cups
cum.
it.
Yeah. They're like
huge load.
a non-human amount of cum. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And is it just one and done, or like is it?
It keeps going. No, it
Keeps
depends
going.
on the person. So if the person's like really, so I have all kinds of reactions, right? I
Yeah.
have people who are like actually more grossed out than they thought they'd be. In that case, I stop. But if the person's like opening their mouth and like going crazy, like I'm just like keep it coming. Like I want to see all.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the temperature of this stuff?
It's normally warm. I never have taken the temperature, but I try to keep it warm so that it's like resembles.
So
the real
some
thing.
people get really grossed out.
Some people do get really grossed.
Like what do they do?
Like they'll like make a face and then freeze. Like their body tenses up.
And they're just like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So are there stories that you keep with each photo? Do you have an interview that kind of goes with it, or is it just the image?
Just the image.
All right. And so what are you gonna? Where's this project at, and your, I guess, opinion of it? Like, are you gonna keep doing it? When does it?
So
be
at this
published?
point, I've done different lighting iterations and backdrop iterations of it. Eventually, I'd like to get to a point where I can like open it up to public and do like a very large sum of people and then publish it in a book. But right now, it like lives in my archives, which is weird, kind of. But I can't publish it online, really.
Why not?
I don't think it would work. I don't think it plays. I think it's got to be a gallery.
It has
And
to be.
preferably a
But-
gallery with a model that's in there just dripping. Like that would be the best.
I agree that it would be great to see in person, like printed big.
I agree.
I think it would work online big time. Why wouldn't it? The internet is full of shit like this.
No,
Well, it's
but
a little bit too. It is a little exploitative. Is that the right word?
I don't think so.
I think-
Are we talking about the same internet that all
that
that shit exists
has
on?
you porn on it.
Well, that's something
That internet.
That's something that I wrote down in my notes. Like everybody knows about this material. Everybody's been exposed. Every adult, I should say, knows about this. But I don't know.
Is it just something
I don't
we
want it. I
feel
don't want
weird
like
about
these
talking
people's
about?
images float. Like I guess if it's in a gallery space, it's elevated a little. Like it's a crazy experience, and I don't want them to feel like, oh, I'm putting their images online. They're covered in cum, and I'm exploiting them in any way.
They all know what they signed up for.
Oh,
though, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
How are you finding all of these people?
They're people I meet.
How long before you propose an
Right.
Well,
Like,
it depends.
Any
It depends.
first night individuals? Like, hey, also it's nice meeting you.
I've never
Come over tomorrow.
I've never done that. No. My first round. So I'm gonna just tell you the story about how I first did this project. Looking up slime recipes, found the cornstarch, cooked it on my stove, and I was like, "This looks crazy." Find myself in my mouth, I was like, "Holy crap, this looks wild." And it wasn't working for slime, the project that I was wanting it for. But I had this like pot of fake cum, is what it looked like, on my stove, and I texted my friends. It was like a group of 15 people on a group chat. And I was like, hey, I have a pot of cum. Does anybody want to come over for a photo shoot? 9 people showed up. 9 of my friends showed up.
Sounds like a blast.
I didn't know anything about lighting. I use or photography or studio. I use my IKEA lamp and a bed sheet as a backdrop. And my friend was to the side at this point pouring the cum. And I shot all those images and everybody loved it. Like all of my really close friends were like, this is fucking crazy. And I love this and I want to print these pictures. And I was like, holy shit. This is cool.
So how many do you have?
Talk about stumbling into something,
How many
huh?
people do we have here?
I have about 25.
All right.
But a lot of them aren't consistent in look yet.
Yeah, I bet the early days are way different than the 25th.
Oh, yeah.
So are you going to figure out a way to like marry it all together other than the cum part, or is like are you kind of, as you've matured as a photographer, are you now moving forward so that you can have like the same look over and over? Or?
Yes, that's what my goal when I open it up to public and have like 100 people who participate, my goal is to have the same look. But this, like, all of that was just for me practicing and
Right.
developing and testing, essentially.
So you probably want to do more than 100 people, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, 100 to get the book. Like, I would like 100 in my book. Or 69, something crazy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you have a name for the book?
A huge load.
A huge load, yeah.
That's it. The project's name is just a huge load. Because it's a loaded
And there's
material.
going to be no words. There's just going to be
Photos.
Photos.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have some loaded questions in there.
Maybe that would be kind of cool.
Couple?
I like that. I like that when you view these pictures, they're really interesting because I think you ask yourself about the material. Like you ask yourself about the cum. And you're like, am I comfortable with that? What do I want?
Comfortable?
Comfortable?
If you put a lock on the book, it'd be locked and loaded.
Hey.
Let's keep going with this.
It's this all day.
I got dad jokes for days. All right, so how long do you think it's going to take? Do you have a goal in mind, or just
I don't
however
have
long
a
it
goal
takes?
however long it takes. Right now I just moved to LA and I feel like I lost my community of artists in
You're
Portland.
telling me you moved to LA and you're having some
Well,
trouble
not.
finding these
I'm
people?
trying.
Come on.
I'm trying to find like people who feel safe enough with me to do, because I think it's a very intimate thing that I'm asking of my subjects, right?
Is Craigslist still around? I feel like this would be a great place to
I
meet
do
people.
not want to find Craigslist people.
What are you talking about? Is Craigslist, that's still up, right?
I don't
Still a
know.
thing?
And Mary's list? I don't know. So who's the ultimate subject? Who's like the
Oh my
person
God, like
that you
Lady
would?
Gaga, are you kidding? Or somebody crazy and famous who's like not afraid of buckets of cum.
Oh.
You know?
Buckets.
I would have gone for
Or like a
former-
porn star, like a big porn star. Oh, geez. That would be great. That'd be great.
Who else other than Lady Gaga? Do you have some people in mind? Let's put it out into the universe. Let's say it.
I mean, I really want to photograph Doja Cat.
All right.
Really badly.
All right.
Lizzo.
Have you had any family members like be a part of it?
No.
She looks at me crazy from across the table.
All right,
Like I'm just curious.
We found the line.
Yeah.
We were going to. And we found the
Everybody's open except for family members.
I don't have like a big family. I have like my grandma. Actually, you know what? I would totally photograph. I take that back 100%. I would love to photograph my grandma.
All right, Nana, if you're listening to this.
Is she in Hawaii?
I'll take photos of her. She is in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I will take photos of her and I'll send it over. Because she'll be like, what the hell is going on? But she's so cute because
cool?
she's so like, she doesn't understand my art, but she's like down. Like for one of my openings, I juiced oranges with my body and I kept the juice and I served it to people. And she was there for that performance and helped serve the orange juice that I was juicing. She didn't understand what was going on. She was like, why are you doing this? And I was like, I can't talk to you right now, Grandma. I'm doing
busy
a performance.
making orange juice.
But she helped. She's like supportive and great. So
Grandma's the best.
She's a wild.
So the other photography that you do, what else are you into?
I like curated studio photography. And so I like to tell stories or make my person feel like a whole set is built after them. And I like to try to sway avant-garde, like a maternity shoot with like a bunch of teddy bears in the background, like a teddy bear wall or something that I built. Yeah.
And are you making a living at photography now doing this?
As in Portland, I was. In LA, I'm not. I'm assisting a lot in LA right now. But I'm hoping that once my clientele gets built up in LA that I can go full-time with photography again.
How are you, or who are you assisting? Can you say who, or is it just...
Yeah. I'm just assisting like some local photographers in LA, Shlomit, Nicholas Sage. Yeah.
What are your duties on set assisting?
Right now I'm doing a lot of admin work.
They keep her away from the kitchen, that's for sure.
I'm doing admin work. I set up lighting. I break down gear. That kind of stuff.
What's your
typical assistant?
What's your favorite lighting gear right now? Do you have one?
A pro photo? What do you mean? What specific item are you? Rolling stands? I love rolling stands.
All right, let's talk about rolling stands.
Really great.
This is really great.
I just love that they roll. C-stands are stuck,
Yeah.
They really piss me off sometimes.
Are you talking about like the Matthews rolling stands with like the big orange bottoms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a big fan too.
See, they're so good.
They're nice.
They're amazing.
I mean,
they have such a wider base too. Like they're not going over.
Exactly, and I don't feel like scared. Sometimes you put a C-stand up and you're like, whoa, put two more weights on that.
Yeah. 100%.
Especially when you're putting like a $2,000 light on the head and you're like, oh.
Yeah, yep. Or it's at a weird angle too. The boom's at a weird angle and you're like, okay, should I hold it? Should I be standing right now?
So what made you move to LA?
My partner and I both outgrew Portland is how it felt. We were like ready for something that was bigger and that had more of a challenge for us. He worked through some of the best restaurants in Portland and I worked in some studios in Portland and I just was like, I want to go somewhere I can grow faster. I would say to people, I want to go somewhere where the soil is
Not wet all the time?
well, yeah, but I don't, well, so I would talk about Portland soil being dry. Like
I thought it was raining.
it was super. It was super raining, yes,
Yeah.
but like I mean, like it felt really like people weren't willing to do creative stuff as much as what I
Really?
thought.
In
LA
Portland?
would.
I thought Portland was like the...
Portland was pretty crazy town.
Portland's really
It's
white.
not? Really?
It's really
white.
white?
I've actually never been to
Super white.
Portland. I thought it was
It's
like
white?
super progressive.
I think they pretend to be.
Really?
They just do it so they can get stoned.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, we're all cool, but we're just trying to get high.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
So don't go to Portland.
I mean, if you like IPAs, go to Portland.
I don't.
Oh,
Well,
no.
then
I
don't
hate
go to Portland.
IPA.
Yeah, it's IPAs.
Yeah.
I've never liked an IPA. I don't understand what
get
the
into
I don't know what the craze is.
It tastes like socks. Let's be honest.
I think
It's like
some
drinking
sours
socks.
taste like socks.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
IPA. just can't
IPAs
get
are
behind it.
bitter. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not
it's
a-
too like. Ugh.
Give me a good like German beer,
Yeah. Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe... Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to like the IPAs. I like that rotting fruit in my beer taste.
I like to hold up.
Socks.
I like to hold up my beer to the light and not be able to see through it.
Oh,
That's what I
stout,
like.
Stout, okay.
All right.
I like it dark,
So,
like my soul.
so what do you like about LA? Like,
Okay, so then I thought, okay, so I wanted to move from dry soil. Portland's raining, yes, but I mean like creatively dry. It was hard to do everything. It was hard to get people to do stuff. And then I wanted to go to LA where I thought the soil was fertile because I felt like everybody wanted to create stuff and do stuff. Except now that I live there, I'm like, whoa, it's way harder to meet people genuine people who are willing to do stuff with you. It's way harder than I thought.
Where do you go to meet people? Just like bump into them on the streets and then be like, can I cover you and come?
I'm trying to do the networking thing. So like through friends, through photographers that I meet, like if I meet somebody at the club and I really like how they look, I'm like, hey, you want to take photos? And I always get a yes, but then like they ghost me.
Yeah.
But I met some cool people who I do work with decently regularly. But I think I just need to find the communities that I can get plugged into and really blossom.
Maybe you should put up a sign-up form. Anyone listening to this is in the area.
Well, so that's...
Go to your website.
I wrote that down.
Sign up.
There will be... When is this coming out?
Tomorrow.
You're lying.
I don't know.
Okay, well, whenever this comes out...
Pretty quick.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, there will be a page on my website. And if you want to be a part of this project, there'll be a sign-up sheet.
You're going to have a URL specifically for this project or
Yes.
just your main website?
Yes, URL specifically for the website.
But to date, nobody can see these photos.
I'll put some... You can...
We'll put the one of David that you're going to make this week.
You want to be a part of it?
I don't give a shit.
Hey! Oh my gosh! Stop it! I would do it. Either of you.
We go to Safeway right now.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
I mean,
Everything we need.
Not going to hurt my presidential campaign more than anything else I've ever done in my
Let's do-
life. So
Oh my God.
You think you're going to run?
yeah, maybe one day.
One day. It might help you by then.
Yeah.
At the rate things are going.
People are just going to be like, look at this as the guy. I mean,
The progression.
yeah,
He's open to ideas.
definitely
He's
open to
to
ideas.
trying new things.
Will you let me know?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it this week.
I'm not scared.
Okay.
There's a 360 camera right there. We've been talking about what we can do with the 360 camera.
Yeah.
Apparently, we can do a cum shot.
We could have 6 people around. Everyone has their own angle, and you're just running around.
Slinging it.
Flying comedy.
Okay, and then you could be in your VR headset.
You get
just
a little bit.
watching-
You get a little
You could be the Oprah of cum
bit.
if we do this right.
Oh my God.
I mean, we don't have to return this until Friday.
I feel like there's definitely
Let's turn her
6
into
people
the
we could
Oprah
get.
of cum.
There's
I will
6 people
I
we
will
could
do
get
it.
right
I
here.
will fucking do this. This is...
Rich, you down to get cum? Come done. See, Rich is done. We got 2 people.
It's fucking cool, right? It's so crazy. When is the next time you're going to get a huge amount of cum dumped on you?
There's never going to be a time that happens to
Every
me.
Thursday night in my household. It's pretty regular.
No, this will be a one and done
It's
for me.
the craziest experience. I'm telling you right now, people are shocked by it. It's amazing.
What's so shocking about it?
I mean,
I-
you don't
okay,
know what's
let's
coming.
You don't know what's... Watch.
Yeah.
Do it, and you'll be like,
How
holy
many people
fuck.
close their eyes and are like, just do it?
A lot. A lot. You see a lot. When it hits them, they're like, oh, fuck.
Does it burn?
No.
Doesn't burn. Not.
Does you...
I mean, we get something in your eye. Not your skin.
No, it's...
You get it in your eye. You're like,
No.
ah.
Not that I've been told.
So we know that it's.
I make it out of cornstarch, so it tastes like corn. which is
corn. Is cornstarch sweet? I don't
think so.
I guess we're
I
gonna
use
find
it.
out.
I use it when I cook Chinese food at home. I don't think it's sweet.
I don't know. Never use it.
I use cornstarch constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you put it in?
Like when I make cashew chicken at home.
Make cashew chicken at
Oh
home?
God, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I just made honey walnut shrimp.
Oh, girl.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
You're my spirit animal.
Where
It's
are we
like
going for dinner
flour.
tonight?
I don't have a clue. I sent you the thing, and I said they have half off steaks tonight.
Did you make reservations?
I need to make reservations. I send it to you. Never mind. This is a bad content.
David
Yeah, have this combo
David gets
later.
a text and it was like, "Hey, make reservations for dinner night."
He said pick a place. I'll show you the text.
We're gonna look up this text right now. Sorry.
Oh.
She's like, guys.
Well,
this is
okay,
about-
so there will be a link on my
This
website.
is
If you
about
want to
me.
be part of this project, please sign up.
Oh, it's
And,
not even that.
It's based in LA.
said
so-
find a place. Place found. Like
Oh my god.
Didn't make. You got to make a reservation in Vegas.
You should. You should.
Part of the
Especially with
instructions.
conferences
Bring
going
him
on.
anywhere. All right. So, what does your week look like? How are you using WPPI to your advantage outside of
apparently we're doing a
about
6-shot cum shot.
Besides that, you go to classes.
I go to classes. I help John and Diana with their classes. And I try to use it to network. I try to use it to meet people and see how I can help people and get involved.
Where are the parties at this week?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that, actually.
Apparently there's one happening right now.
Why aren't we? Let's just.
What are we doing?
The
Yeah, let's
opening.
just close
It's
this
the
down.
opening party of this whole thing.
Oh, no, it's not. That's tomorrow night.
Any
they just
WPPI
told me it was
sponsored
right now.
parties are not fun. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I could be listening right now. We have no reverence. We'll say whatever.
Yeah, any WPPI sponsored parties usually not fun. The best ones, unaffiliated, usually. But
Sure.
who knows? A lot's changed in the last 3
Well,
years.
just text me when you can find a party that I can show up to.
Yeah, samesies.
Yeah.
All right, so what's next on your list of podcast questions that you wrote out? You're the first guest that wrote questions.
I
for
tried to
us.
be prepared, and then I got
we don't
nervous.
know.
I got all nervous because I was like, oh my God, I have so much shit to talk about. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Wild.
She came prepared with a script, but
I know,
now she's got to
it's
find
I did,
it.
and then I
Alright,
didn't
so-
even fucking say anything.
Well, I'm curious. We've never scripted
Oh my God,
anything, so
I
this
did.
is great for us.
Can I find it? It's not really a script. It's just
It's all the
it's
things
just you
we're gonna
asking
cover.
me about like other projects I've
damn
done.
it.
Oh my God. Ask me about other projects I've done.
What other projects have you done?
Okay, so another photo series that I have is called Fruit Smash, and I have a lot. This is another one that I think I've done more Fruit Smash photos than I have cum photos. And normally I have a party around it, and people come in and they smash fruit on themselves.
Just everywhere.
Yep.
So
I'll show you photos
what's the comedian that smashes fruit? What's his name?
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
He just died recently.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, just recently.
Any inspiration from Gallagher? You know who
I
I'm
have
talking
no
about?
idea who
You don't know who
She's a
we're
little
talking
too
about?
young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess he was old.
He's old school. He was
school
like this guy that had a giant
Big hammer, right?
big hammer,
would
and he would
smash
smash
watermelons?
fruit. Yeah.
Oh,
Is there any fruit you haven't smashed?
I have a whole video on Vimeo of me smashing fruit when I was in college called Close Your Legs. It's a video called Close Your Legs because somebody told me that I needed to close my legs.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, and they're referencing me being a whore because in college I was fucking everything that moved. Okay, I was just
Who
like,
was it?
well,
I mean, right?
I got out of a 6-year relationship in college. Got out of a 6-year relationship, and I just went buck wild.
Yeah,
I went
why not?
absolutely buck wild. And I also started working out. And I remember thinking most of my self-love comes from me working out. I remember going to the gym and being like, oh my God, I can lift more. And I wanted, at the time, I was thinking about being like picked, like wanting to feel like somebody picked me and that I was fruitful and that I was like juicy, you know? So I did this video project where I smashed various fruits in between my thighs. And it's just a video of my thighs smashing.
What's
fruit.
the biggest one?
A watermelon.
Ooh.
Did you have to like pre-cut it?
Yeah, I did, but you can't see it. I did. I
So
did
you
crack
cheated.
it.
I just wanted to-
well,
Cheated.
Yeah, I cheated. I cheated.
But a watermelon's hard. I mean, I can't imagine crushing a watermelon in my thighs.
Yeah.
But so that subject or like concept translated over to photos, and I was like, everybody should smash food on themselves. Everybody should want to feel juicy and ready to be picked.
I like your approach to life.
Thank you.
I'm kind of jealous.
Thank you. I
No.
want to play and fuck
You-
around all the time.
Yeah, you do things. You take wild ideas that you have and you actually do them. It's really hard to do.
Thanks.
People,
I don't
for the
think
most
so.
part, a lot of people have these ideas and they don't act on them because they're feared of being judged.
Most people
Sounds
don't.
like you don't have that.
I do, but I'm also just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck, like just do it. I write, there's this phrase I have written in my studio. It's called fail harder. Because I don't care, just fucking do it. It doesn't have to be good.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it and get it done. You know, you'll learn a lot about yourself and the process if
Yeah.
you just do it.
No better teacher than failing and learning from failure, right, David?
What you mean?
David's got strong opinions on this
Yeah.
topic.
So you don't just learn from failure, you learn from success. And you arguably have more to learn from success because you did it right? You can fumble into success all the time. You don't have to march intentionally into success. The reasons why we think we learn more from failure than we learn from success is failure doesn't feel good. And so we will analyze all of the steps that led to our failure. How often do you do that with success? Almost never, right? When you're successful at something, you don't take the time to be like, damn, I just knocked this out of the park. Let me go figure out all the steps I took to get here. What music did I listen to this morning? What was my frame of mind? We just don't tend to think like that. We'll tear apart ourselves over failure and we'll figure out how to fix it. But we can learn just as much, if not more, from success as we can from failure. We just don't actually analyze it.
So you're saying if you analyze.
If you analyze it, the problem is like success doesn't make us uncomfortable, so we don't spend as much time with success. But failure,
Ew,
fuck,
I hate that.
we don't like to
I
feel
don't
good.
like that. I'm just going to ignore that you said that because it doesn't fit my narrative. So
What's your narrative?
you need to fail over and over and again, fall on your face so many times, hurt yourself, get up, analyze yourself, be embarrassed. Don't be afraid of this thing. So many people won't do things because they just want to succeed at it. And if you get used to failing, if you get used to being embarrassed, then you'll just do things and have a lot more fun.
So like the most successful people in the world, it's not that they are unwilling to take risks, right? I mean, if you think about the most successful things, the things that have evolved into, I don't know, like the car, right? Henry Ford had to wake up one day and be like, horses and buggies suck. I got to build a carburetor. He built a carburetor all while he was working for Edison at the time. And then he was like, I'm going to keep this job. He kept that job for several more years. It's not that he was afraid of risk. He just decided to mitigate his risks and decide, I'm going to play it safe here while I take this huge risk here. That's what research would say makes us the most successful people. Like if you, as an entrepreneur, if you keep your day job, you're 33% more likely to succeed than somebody who goes all in.
You just made that up.
It's not. It's research.
I think so. You made that up.
It's the most heated I've seen
You
him.
sound right, but you made that up.
It is absolutely right. I could probably pull up the researchers who came
but
up
you can't find it. No,
it's absolutely. It was like they did it over a 10-year study, and I think they had like
who's they
5,000. I don't know. I can't remember the researchers' names, but I bet you by the end of the night, I'll give you those researchers' names.
All right. To your point, though, I know where you're coming from because I'm of that same mindset of trying things, being okay to fail. And it's a kind of a compounded experience of trying things and learning the hard way. And it kind of creates this history of experiences that make you a much more, apt individual. So I like where you're coming from. Every time I say come now, I'm just like, damn it.
I know, it's really hard.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Coming and going.
That's my legacy.
Right? Well, it's not a bad one.
But yeah. I don't know. I just want to encourage people to fail more, not be afraid to fail more.
Well, I don't think we should be afraid to fail. Like I do agree with you saying that like people tend to be worried about societal norms or be worried about like getting peer approval. I do think that's what keeps the majority of us from being original, right? Like Gary said a little while ago, we all have ideas all the time that instead of just trying to move them forward, we're like, but what happens if? And so you don't. Or you spend all this time waiting for this perfect situation versus just stepping forward. And I definitely think there's tons of things that we can learn from failure. I just don't think we should think that there's nothing that we can learn from success, and failure is the only teacher.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, like now, so it's my second time opening a business ever in California. I just dissolved my business in Oregon, reopened in California. I fucked up so many business things the first time that I now am fixing the second time I'm opening up. And I did succeed in opening my business, right, in Oregon. I was a full-time photographer making my living. The second time, I succeeded, and now I know to do it better. And I still will succeed the second time.
What are the main things you're doing differently?
I'm opening up an S Corp, not an LLC, because it's unnecessary. And I don't have partners, so there's not a reason for me to do so. And I'm handling my accounting a little bit differently, which I have to because I'm an S Corp and I have to pay myself from payroll. But those are the two major differences. And I didn't know anything. I was like, an LLC sounds like a good idea. People can't sue me. They can only sue my business. I didn't know. But we paid a lot of unnecessary taxes doing that.
Having an accountant tell you exactly what to do is the best form of investment. Oh, my God.
My accountant was terrible. Oh my God. Get a good accountant. Yeah. Get a good accountant.
Don't get one off Craigslist.
Is that a failure you learned? No. Okay.
I don't know why. I'm just thinking about Craigslist now. I don't know if it still exists.
I have no idea.
Ever since Facebook Marketplace. Oh, my God.
I think it cut into
when
Craigslist
they first published that, I was like, get out of here. That's the only reason I go to Facebook now. Checking on Facebook Marketplace.
Another example of Facebook stealing somebody else's idea and publishing it.
Oh, get out of here.
Wait, what? Who?
They stole Craigslist and they made it a marketplace and slapped it on there.
No, Craigslist was a hot pile of garbage. That was the worst interface ever.
In college, there was this
terrible
girl who did her whole thesis about dick pics on Craigslist.
Oh, there are a lot.
Wait, there was dick pics on Craigslist.
So are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Oh, in the personals?
In the personals?
I mean, I've never really gone looking for dick pics in the first place, but Craigslist wouldn't be the first place to start.
Plethora.
I once had the
make
that I
a
did
girl's
on
a
Craigslist.
girl's Instagram profile and wait for them to come into my DMs like a normal person.
So about
That's
12
terrible.
years ago, I worked at Apple in one of the retail stores, and there was an individual there, a friend, a coworker, and I decided to place a missed connections, and I described him, but not with his name, and he found it.
No.
And I kept this going for 6 months. I kept a dialogue going with him for 6 months. And we could never get our schedules right. And then finally, there was a going away party for another person on our team. And we all went out that night, and that was the night that I was like, oh, let's meet tonight. So the whole night he's texting. And then finally, it all came crashing down, like, because he'd been, like, preoccupied the whole night. He's texting and not part of the going away party. And we're all on mushrooms. So it is a wild night, right? So then finally, he gets the text coming through this number. And it's a picture of himself looking down at the phone. And he just looks up and goes, God damn it, Gary.
He knew.
And I felt bad, but it was the best investment of time at that point in my life. And now I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't from that. Trust me.
No. I was en route either way.
The things I know.
Oh.
Yeah. Shouldn't have told that story, but here we are.
He's out there listening.
Yes.
I'm sorry for you.
I know, right? Don't be. Well, all right. So what else is on your list before we get out of here?
Fruit smashing come.
Fruit smashing come.
What else you got going?
I have like a very big explanation.
Anything
on why
with vegetables?
No vegetables
No
yet.
vegetables. Yeah. All right.
I have a phallic series that I do want to do, but I haven't figured it out totally because I think there's a lot of food that looks
Watch
like
out, zucchini. She's coming.
zucchini, hot dogs, rocket pops, specifically rocket pops. I want to do a series of
nothing.
rocket
Say we
pops.
got meat and candy in the mix too. Not just vegetables.
Well, like phallics. There's so many phallic foods. It's crazy. And I was like, let's just have a whole series of people eating those. I haven't written about it, so I don't know how to do that yet. But once I write about it and get a clear concept, then we'll pursue that.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a banana coming.
My it's a lot about like social experiments, social practice, and seeing like people's responses. So
Love it.
yeah.
So it's like the real end goal when you get all these things into a gallery and then you get to come in and see people's reactions. Now you're gonna have a little camera like this set up, and now you're gonna get the
Listen,
new reactions.
I'm starting to play with this idea of voyeurism. I put a camera in my fridge and I take photos of myself
That's cool.
going in the fridge because I feel like I go in the fridge too much.
How do you trigger it?
It's a deer cam. It's
Ooh.
yeah.
Good.
It's fucking dope.
How many megapixels is that thing?
12, but
There's some that are crazy.
we're gonna get a better
Yeah.
one. I was like, my boyfriend was like, you don't need a $500 deer cam. Like, go buy the cheapest one and see if you're actually gonna do this project. I did it. I'm gonna do it now.
Nice.
But anyways, yeah, probably.
So it's just however you open the fridge, whenever you open the fridge.
So does that make him
like.
not open the fridge?
Everybody-
or is he
no.
off limits?
I don't keep the photos of my boyfriend opening the fridge because it's not about him. But
But you get to know exactly how many times he opens the fridge.
yeah. I can see what he's taking out to, what he's cooking. I literally be like, okay, so you made this while I was gone? Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it just photos or does it do
Just
like a little
photos.
video
I
too?
can do video, but I'm dabbling in video, but I'm not like ready for video. So I haven't pursued video of that too much. But I have photos of myself as an art project, and I think it's fucking awesome because I do open the fridge way too damn much.
I don't know if this is cool because I'm not a crazy artist, but what would be cool is if this whole thing was like inside the museum or wherever you're displaying it. It's the rear, like you cut a refrigerator's ass off, right? And you put an LED screen on the inside of it, and all the images. Like, so you're looking through the fridge at the person that keeps opening it over and over again, and it's just a series of images flipping through. I would love that. That would be awesome.
David's weed just kicked in.
You just
That's sober.
listen. It's a good idea. It's fucking weird. I open the fridge like 15 times a day.
Do you
But then,
always
but
get
then it's
something
the
out?
fridge's view, right? Because
Yeah.
you're looking through the fridge, so you're seeing the fridge's view of the person that's constantly opening it.
The title of this is gonna like be POV milk or something, like something that's in the fridge because it's like sits on the.
It's got to be like POV cabbage, the one thing
Yeah.
that never moves in your fucking
Yeah.
refrigerator. You know what I mean? Like it's just buried in the back, like
and never touched. You know.
jar
The
of
wilted
pickles.
spinach that you had good intentions
Yeah, exactly.
but never made it to bad.
I am the peach preserves you forgot about.
I like your peach preserves voice.
I liked it.
The peach preserves would be pissed off, man. They've been in there for like 9 years, and they're just like, please, I want to come out.
Oh, they're British?
Let me see the light.
Do you have any fun voices you want to try out?
I don't know.
Oh, don't get me started.
You have to make me mad, and then I'll like my Hawaiian accent will
Be on point. What do we got to do to make you mad?
just don't.
When are we going to Hawaii?
I don't know when you want to have a podcast in Hawaii.
Oh,
I'm trying to
yesterday.
tell John to
go
teach
do
a
it.
workshop in Hawaii, and then we'll all just go.
Yeah.
Which island?
Oahu.
Yeah, that's where I got engaged at.
Hey, oh, that's so sweet.
How'd you do it?
We went swimming in a waterfall and like in these botanical gardens and everything, and I kept like chickening out over and over again. So like we were getting ready to leave this whole like
Soaking wet.
yeah, like no,
Sunburned.
we are leaving at this point. Like we're leaving and we're coming back through because like the whole way up I kept like backing out of it, and so the back on the way down, like we're the gates of this botanical garden that has this waterfall at the top is right there, and I finally described her. I was like, I gotta ask you something. Like, what? She's like, and she was pissed because she was like so hungry. She's like, I just want to eat. I was like, can we just look at this little alcove over here one more time? And she's like, I'm seriously hungry. I want to go eat. Like, stop fucking with me. And it's like, can you just sit down for 5 seconds? And our marriage has basically been the same.
Do you know
since
what
then.
waterfall?
I could describe where it is on the island,
Yeah.
but like I don't remember what it was called.
Where was it?
It's like the big rock that's you jump off of that like all the tourists jump off
Waimea.
of. Yeah, so it's like right up the street from that like, and then there's like a gated botanical gardens that goes all the way up to the waterfall.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Cool. Anyways,
Hidden waterfalls.
yeah, there's a lot of them in Hawaii.
yeah, so many that Okay,
Two
I have
chasing
a
waterfalls. Sorry.
I have a last project I want to talk about.
All right.
Oh, let's go.
Lay it on us.
Okay, so I've been taking pictures of my stomach
And?
covered in flour, rolled out with a rolling pin,
All right.
and I love it.
How long does it go on for?
I don't know. I've just been doing it. I've just been doing it. And it's
Where do you
cool.
think these? Do you wake up with these ideas, or where do they come from?
They normally come from places of like sadness or excitement. A big emotion. Big emotion.
All right, so one or the other.
And a lot of projects involve food products.
Yeah. Well, food and sex are big things in my life.
They're
They're
great.
big in everybody's life.
Yeah. Right.
Name
Like
two
very
things
human
better.
experience.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
But
Well, oxygen's kind of nice.
Overrated.
yeah. Oh.
Overrated.
Oh. There's oxygen bars in Vegas that might change your mind.
I don't know. Should we go?
Let's go.
Have you been?
No.
To the
So how do you
oxygen
know?
bar?
They just might
ads.
change your mind. Oh,
Ads work on me.
Oh yeah. What's the last thing you bought from an ad that you
Clothes
just closed?
yesterday.
What's the last thing that was not closed that you bought?
A deer cam.
All right.
Scroll through Instagram and the deer cam popped up. She's like, that would be awesome in my refrigerator. And there we go.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Where do people go to find your work? What's your website?
My website's wileyimage.com. My Instagram. I post not weird art stuff on my Instagram and website. So now, because of this
Completely
podcast,
opposite from what we
I'm
talked
gonna-
about. People are
now
gonna be like,
because-
"This isn't the lady that."
Can
I
you
heard
can you
on."
have a tab on your website that just says weird art shit?
yeah.
I feel like
Because
that's what it
of
should
this
be called.
podcast,
WAS.
I'm gonna make a tab
WAS.
where you can view some of the weird
Will you
stuff
name it
that I
WAS?
No.
WAS.
But I like weird art shit.
Yeah, weird
do
art
like
shit.
that.
Wes.
It's gonna be a really long tab.
Weird art shit. No, because my website's really minimal, so it won't look weird. Weird art shit's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
give that to you.
Well,
There
thank
we
you
go.
for stopping by.
the back of
Looking
the.
forward
So
to-
I've brought forth looking through the refrigerator
Yeah.
and Wes.
You get
Listen,
credit.
you
can have
can't.
the
No,
credit
you
for that.
can't. I was about to
No.
say you can't sue me if I
No,
put
do
that in
it,
a
do it. I'm all about helping people grow.
David would never.
Never.
It's a good idea. It's like I did in one show. I did my fruit smash video, and then I did another performance piece where I videotaped myself putting gum in my hair, and so there was my
Oh.
thighs and then just my head.
Gum in your hair. Did you get
Yeah.
it out or? Did you
Peanut
cut it?
I
butter.
do. I have a peanut butter. I have a photo of me in the bathtub with a huge jar of peanut butter, and I'm just brushing the peanut butter through my hair.
Peanut butter takes out.
What's the
gum out
weirdest
of
thing
hair.
you've ever done with peanut butter?
I used it to take
Come on.
That was the weirdest thing?
Probably. I can't think of anything weird. What do you mean? What are you expecting me to say? Like,
Who knows?
I don't know. Fuck.
There's a lot that's happened.
I saw a video of a guy who covered
If a
his
food
parents.
comes up, I want to ask, what's the weirdest thing you've done with that food? You're the Gallagher of photography.
I saw this
I don't
video
know
where
how
this,
you don't know who Gallagher is.
I mean, he's kind of old. Anyhow, he's
I'll
dead.
look him up now. Now I feel
dead.
like a bad art student. I know who Gallagher is.
He was a comedian. He's not an
Oh,
art
okay.
student,
Well,
yeah.
what? Okay.
That's art.
And he just smashed a bunch of
That's art.
stuff on people.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
I
you
love
would
that.
like it.
You're going to love this guy.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't in Vegas. He was big in Vegas back in 1970, 80. I don't know. All right. Should we get out of here?
Let's go.
Let's venture out into Vegas.
Let's go see
Let's
Vegas.
go get some food.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and let's have some fun this week, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's all for today's podcast. Join us next time for more interesting discussion about the wonderful world of photography and her dark, magical secrets. I'm fascinated with Instagram. It's such a simple construct. Just take a picture and post it on the internet. The other day, I took a picture of my neighbor's pet rabbit. He told me not to post it, but, I did anyway. Wow.